We're like
we're live. Hey everyone, it's V the Grill Economist, and we are live. It's Hump Day. We have our main man of the time that we have him for. It's one and only Bix Weir. Bix, without wasting any time, I'm not going to have any long introductions on this one because I know we're pressed for time. But welcome back. Are you back from Anarchapulco?
I am, and I'm excited, hungover, exhausted, and fully infused with the crypto spirit. Cryptos are taking over the world, and it's like we're such at the beginning days. I'm so excited.
Go ahead, man. Tell us all about it, brother. Go ahead.
Well, we get there. Well, I started. We came down to San Diego the day before to hang out with Will Lair and his wife, and cuss with Gus was there with us. And my daughter-in-law's down here, and so we all went out. And I just want to say, when you listen to Cuss with Gus on on Thursday mornings, absolutely, he is the funniest guy ever, but that is him. He is not making any of this stuff up. That is exactly the way he is. It sounds insane. It sounds like he's joking around, but no, that is Gus. And I think the end of your interview, you talked about female robots that'll do whatever you want. That will be Gus's only hope for a relationship in the future. Having one of those female robots that is programmed to be what Gus needs in a human being.
I think so, man. I think look, I'm just trying to save him from being like a cat person, you know.
A cat man.
Cat man. He's got like 5 cats, 10 cats, you know.
and his mechanical woman.
Yeah, and he's got his robot at home.
Oh my God. Call her Rosie the Riveter.
Oh my God.
Anyway, so yeah, it started off great. Unbelievable conference. Last year there was like I think 300 people, 350.
Yeah.
This year over 1,500 people signed up, completely sold out, and then even more came.
Wow.
And it started, I think it was Thursday, although Jeff Berwick was saying people were coming in like days before, and people are staying for weeks after. And they went through so much stuff, including, it's kind of like there's 3 different parts to it. There's the Anarchapulco part, which went from Thursday till Saturday. And it's all about how to get out of the system and break away from the government. And guys like Luke Rudowski was there talking about how he films the higher up elites and gets in their face. And Jeffrey Tucker was there talking about all his economic theories. Mark and Rose talking about overthrowing the man. And it was just packed with people. And there's people talking about how to homeschool your children, how to eat healthy, how to get rid of chemtrails. You name it, the gloves were off. It was absolutely awesome. And then, so that went, I think, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday was the main Anarchapulco thing. And then on Sunday, it was the CryptoPoco, where they're talking about just cryptography stuff or cryptocurrencies, where that's going. A couple ICOs they're talking about. Roger Ver got up and spoke, and he was great. And of course, there was the Bitcoin core haters were there, and they started chiming in and said, "It's not going to work. The blocks can't increase that fast. No. You did the wrong thing." And Roger says, $10,000. I'll bet you. He was talking about Moore's law, how every 18 months the computers double in speed and cut in half in price. He goes, the size of the block is going to expand infinitely, with Moore's law. I don't know what you guys are scared about. And they're going, no. So he goes, $10,000. I'll bet you guys $10,000 that Moore's law will maintain. They'll have new breakthroughs in storage, and it won't be a problem just increasing the block size. So a couple guys run up, and they get there, and they say, okay, Roger says, so here's the website where we place the bet right now. Are you ready to do it? And they all ran away. It was hysterical. And absolutely, I am in the side of Bitcoin Cash. And it's funny because Cliff High had 13,888 in his data like a year and a half ago for the end of February. And I'm like, we're almost back there. It was crashing down to $6,000. We're almost back there. But you know what? It was a year and a half ago. There wasn't Bitcoin Cash and there wasn't Bitcoin Gold. So I added those up, the peak, the
13,888.
latest peak, like a week ago when it was like the 17th, and I added them all up. It was like 13,850. I'm like, wait a minute. So if I pick a different exchange, it might have been exactly 13,888.
Right. Very good.
I know.
Very good observation.
That's that's the way I think, and I know exactly what Cliff would say. Cliff would say, "No, Bix, I analyze." Oh, sorry, there's planes going over my head every once in a while.
Wow, it's an air show,
dude. We are literally right under the landing path in San Diego at the moment. We take off in an hour. That's why I got to cut this short at some point, but not take off in an hour. We have to leave the house in an hour. So, so the 13,888, Cliff's like, no, it's the language that his web bots predict, not the actual price. People will be talking about 13,888 by the end of February, and I'm like, oh shit, maybe it's me talking about Cliff's data. And no, but he has ways to scrub the secured. If it's his data, if it's his talking about the data that causes the data, so he scrubs that out. But I think we are absolutely at an amazing time for the cryptos to run and go crazy. And so Sunday they were talking about that and how many uses there are for cryptos.
Yeah. Oh, let's see, that Larkin Rose was there, huh?
Oh yeah. And we sat with his. I had dinner. They had this dinner with. Oh, Ron Paul is there too.
Nice.
Awesome. Ron Paul is still got it. Standing ovations all over the place. He was amazing. And then they had this big dinner with Ron Paul. So there's like 1,500 people there. So every table had about 12 people, and Larkin Rose's girlfriend or wife or something was. They had a speaker at each table.
Yeah.
She was at our table talking about overthrowing the man and their big anti-peace police brutality stuff. And so yeah, it was really interesting that the people we met. We met this spiritual guy that just blew my mind. I'm gonna stay in touch with him and figure out everything he knows about spirituality, because he was just some people, you get in this world and you do it for a living. Like I can explain to you everything there is to know about the road to Ruta stuff because I've been doing it for 10 years. This guy can explain everything you know about spirituality because he's been doing it for 20 years. It's that cool. And you get a little bit of everybody. And then on Monday was the investment conference, which is really cool. David Morgan was there and Mike Maloney, and I gave a speech, and Will gave a speech for perpetual assets because Gus was too afraid to come to Acapulco because he thought he'd get his head chopped off. No, Max was not there. I don't think he was. No, I think he was at there was another conference in Mexico, I think the week before. So a lot of it was more establishment type conference.
Duck.
Yellow plane. Pretty much. Incoming. So yeah, it was awesome, great time, and absolutely if I have any doubt that the cryptos are going to take over the world and kick these criminals out of their positions of power, that doubt was cast away talking to these people at this crypto conference. It was amazing. I met, the funniest thing for me personally was the whole time, walking by the pool or walking down the hallway or to the convention room, everyone's like, Bix, hey, Bix. You saved my family's fortune. Thank you so much. Cause we had a good year last year. And because I do a daily talk show in the morning, the Horn of Z's, and I talk about all this crazy stuff. So everybody knows me, but I don't know anybody. So they're like, Bix. I met so many of them. It was awesome. It was so cool, and all positive. I didn't have any crazies screaming at me. So it was great. It was an amazing time, and I suggest that anybody who's interested in this type of stuff, in liberty, in breaking away from the man, in eating healthy, in cryptocurrencies, in throwing off our government, you got to go to the Anarchapulco conference next year if you can get a ticket. I have a feeling, it went from 300 people to 1,500 people. I think next year it'll be over 5,000, maybe 10,000 people will go.
Yeah,
it is crazy, and I don't know how Jeff Berwick would accommodate so many people. But hey, there's some big hotel rooms down there, so we'll see what happens.
Bix, you guys were rocking so hard down there, you created 2 earthquakes.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Here
immediately
we go.
texted you as soon as I heard.
So I'm sitting. I know. Thanks for the text. So we're sitting there in the lobby bar, and it was about happy hour, and Will and I were down there waiting for our wives, and this guy came over talking. We're talking cryptos, and all of a sudden I see my chair lift, and everybody's kind of looking around. I thought my wife was behind my chair shaking it or something, and then we see the floor start like waving and wobbling, and we figured out it's an earthquake. Everybody's freaking out. Like, oh my God, what's going on? Now we were down a lot farther from the epicenter, so I think it was a 7.2 or something that hit, but we felt it.
Yeah,
We absolutely felt it, and that was Will's first earthquake, so he was all freaked out for a couple hours. And it does make you, physically makes you woozy. It's really bizarre, and being from Northern California,
it's that electromagnetic field, man. It's all those,
I don't know what gets released, but yeah. And being from Northern California, I felt many earthquakes. So it wasn't a big one. It was different down there, though. Like where I come from is the Bay Area. I'm right on the Hayward Fault, as a matter of fact. So I felt many earthquakes. And where we are is usually like a jolt, big jolt, and then it calms down. So it's like really frightening when the jolt hits. It's like someone crashed, dropped a big ball right in front of you. This one was like wavy. It was like literally the ground. You could see the ground kind of waving through the cement. It's like, it was weird.
Wow,
so,
that is.
Yeah. And then there was an aftershock. I think the next night at like 1 a.m. woke me up. So yeah, lots of. Hey, we're shaking up the world down there in Anarchapulco, my friend.
Yeah, you're gonna make me and CJ show up. That's what's gonna happen.
No, you, CJ. Everybody's asking where Jason at 4 is and Cliff High is. We're gonna have to get them. I don't think Cliff will ever go. He's kind of antisocial, and there'd be so many people like just mobbing him as he walked down the hallways. But he could conference call in or something. And Jason at 4 would love it because he'd be a little superstar.
V, we just need to go down there and set up a booth and just do podcast the whole time as people are walking by. Hey, come over here, sit down, let's talk.
Oh my God, there's so many people.
Let's talk shop.
Podcasts, live interviews, a lot of YouTube people down there. It's crazy. And a lot of them have hundreds of thousands of followers.
Yeah,
and absolutely for you guys, it's a must go for next year. I'm gonna force you, which would mean either V will have to wear a gorilla suit the whole time, or you're gonna have to reveal yourself. I don't know.
I'll reveal myself.
I don't even know if there's a difference. Would we be able to tell the difference if you're in a gorilla suit or not?
It is shocking. It is shocking. I'll be like one of those guys that takes the mask off and it's like, wait a minute, it's the same person.
Yeah, take the mask off and there's another gorilla underneath.
There's another gorilla underneath there.
but also, besides all that, I was the only thing I didn't like is Will and I were like the very last speakers after like 5 days. So we had 5 days of just having a blast, raging hard, and then we gotta give a speech. It's like, oh my God.
Oh man. Well, luckily Gus stayed behind.
Yeah, I know. Guess what? That morning you interviewed him last week. I was out with him the night before, so
I know he sent me the pictures, man. I have incriminating evidence.
So maybe he was a little rough. That's why he ended up deciding to marry a robot after that interview.
That's the only hope for him, man. Look, either he gets married to a robot or he winds up being Catman.
I don't know.
That's far worse fate than anything.
That Trump dating site was pretty funny. And then when CJ said, "Yeah, how much does each one cost per hour?" Oh my God.
Each one cost per hour.
Oh, I was dying in that. I was just laughing. Literally right before I got on with you, we had listened to that because we were out of. When you're in Acapulco and you're not really following what's going on, you don't know what's going on. That's the first thing we listened to. It was Will and I were crying, laughing, and my wife and Will's wife are saying, "Yeah, that's Gus."
Oh man, that's great. So what else is going on, man? What else is on your radar? What do we need to be watching out for?
We're looking at Cliff's data has 13,888 for Bitcoin come the end of February, and moving forward through March and April is really big, energetic move, not just in price, but in people's more involvement in cryptocurrencies and seeing them cryptocurrencies as a way out of the old system. So 2018, no matter what it's doing right now, 2018 is going to be known as the year of the cryptos for the next 100 years.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you're looking at, we're talking about, a lot of people talking about Litecoin, how it very easily could go to a 1-to-5 ratio with Bitcoin.
Yep.
And I have it at 1-to-4 because that's what Charlie set it up as. And Cliff's Data has Bitcoin at $100,000 come December. People talking about $100,000 Bitcoin parties, which would be great. That's 10 times what Bitcoin is now, which is pretty much what it did last year.
Yeah.
But for Litecoin, it's 100 times where it is right now. Right now, Litecoin's at $200, or a little over $200. And if it does go to $20,000 to $25,000, that's a whole lot bigger move. So yes, if you have Bitcoin, you should absolutely be selling your Bitcoin to buy Litecoin, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. Selling your Bitcoin to buy Litecoin. Yeah. I mean, what do you think about the whole Litecoin Cash thing, that little thing that happened?
Well, it's interesting. Well, it's funny because you look at, I think it's trading on one exchange very, very lightly, and you don't even know what those trades are.
Yeah.
But it was trading at like $9, which would give it like a $3 billion market cap or something ridiculous, because it's 10 for 1. They're creating 840 million coins instead of the 84 million coins that Charlie Lee's Litecoin has. So when it goes on a real exchange is when it'll be decided, and if it gets mined, there are reasons to have it, and I can name you quite a few cryptocurrencies that have no reason to be in existence. Something like Dogecoin, which has unlimited amount of coins. It was made as a coin, as something just crazy and fun to do, with unlimited amount of coins that can be made, and it's got an $800 million market cap. Explain that to me. So stranger things have happened with Litecoin Cash. There's no reason for it, other than they say it's going to be faster than Litecoin and cheaper than Litecoin. But I wouldn't buy it. I own a lot of it now. Absolutely.
Yeah,
anybody who owns Litecoin gets 10 to 1, gets 10 Litecoin Cash for every Litecoin. But the problem that is going to happen, and it's kind of sad, is that people who hold their coins in something like an exchange, like Coinbase or something like that, are completely up to the whim of Coinbase whether or not they're going to allow them to claim their Litecoin Cash.
Yeah.
And I've been jumping up and down screaming about, you got to get your keys in your own possession, your private keys in your own possession. And it's just a great example, because right now there's no plans for any, exchange or private wallet to support Litecoin Cash. They need, the code, I don't know if it's been released yet. It's not open source. The wallets haven't been released. The exchanges aren't picking it up. So right now it's still nothing, but the fork happened. Now the question is it going to be mined? And there's a lot of people saying, yeah, it'll be mined because you can use the old SHA-256 miners that people have in their garages, supposedly. And that's part of the idea. But nobody's going to mine a coin and spend the electricity to mine a coin that's not worth anything.
Right.
It's got to be accepted by the exchanges. But I do think it will be. That's the weird thing, is because it's the first Litecoin fork, and it's called Litecoin Cash, just like Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash, people will equate those two. And yes, I know it's only psychology. There's another point. I know it's only psychology, but people don't understand cryptos and why they trade for what they do. So psychology goes a long way. And everybody who has Litecoin is going to have Litecoin Cash. So it's already adopted by everybody who's got Litecoin. So I think it'll do something. I don't think it'll be some great coin overtaking Litecoin, but anything is possible. And I think if enough kind of mining savvy people are willing to put the work in to do upgrades and things like that, and programmers come on board, it could be worth something substantial. So I would definitely not buy Litecoin Cash right now, but I definitely wouldn't sell it either, just in case it is, it turns out something like Dogecoin, which I have no reason for that coin to be in existence.
Well, but the creator, he wasn't expecting anybody to take it seriously.
Nobody. And I heard they use it for tipping and things like that. But still, I think it's positioned a lot better than a lot of the other coins that are probably even more useless.
Yeah.
And you can, I mean, if Litecoin Cash, if the code is sound and all that, yeah, but it's still not out of the scam world because I think Litecoin Cash is the only people offering a wallet right now. So you got to analyze the code for the wallet and analyze the code for the software. All the computer guys have to attack it and make sure it's sound before it's safe enough to invest in. I believe that's my take.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
But if it does do well, it does seem sound, then yes, Coinbase will not get away with stealing all the Litecoin Cash, and Trezor will have to. Right now, they said they're not going to support it, and so everybody with Litecoin in their Trezor hardware wallet don't have access to it.
Mm-hmm.
But they said if it does, if the software is open source and there's people willing to support it on the upgrades and all that, and people are mining it, then they will add the support for Litecoin Cash. So yeah, it's one of these things that there was really no reason for it to be invented, but it might do fine if it is a sound, if the cryptography is sound and the people create wallets for it and things like that. But right now on the it's trading like I think $1 million of Litecoin Cash is trading, which is nothing considering it has a $3 billion market cap.
Yeah.
I think that people will be extremely happy if it has any value because it didn't cost them anything if you already own Litecoin.
Right.
So that's kind of my overall take. Most likely, it won't turn out to much. I don't think it would be a scam because it would be too obvious to see through it.
Yeah.
The biggest thing though is do not give the Litecoin Cash website your private keys. Just wait it out until it's proven to be not a scam or a scam. And if you ever do give the Litecoin Cash website your key, your private key, make sure all your Litecoin is off that key so that you're only giving them the Litecoin Cash key. Which, yeah, I think it is the verdict is still up in the air.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense.
Makes sense to me, man. Makes sense to me. Bix, we got about like 4 minutes left, man. Why don't you give out your closing comments and how people could subscribe to the Road to Ruta, and what are you giving away? What kind of juicy stuff are you giving out?
Well, in my talk down at Anarchapulco, I had every couple minutes I'd do a quiz and we'd give away a autographed silver Ruta coin. Whoever got it right, so that people were jumping up and down, screaming, "Oh, you're calling me!" So I had to pick one. It's very fun. It was a very fun time. At Road to Ruta it's free for the public road and the YouTube stuff. Most of the YouTube stuff, it's free. Just go to roadtoruta.com, and on the left side, you put your name and your email in. And if you want to get deeper into it and go through the archives of the Road to Ruta, it's $299 for a full year, and you get right now you're getting mailed to your front door a silver Ruta coin, 1 ounce silver Ruta coin, cool coin. And right now I'm giving away 1 ADX token. And I think ADX, especially with the announcement that Twitter is starting to ban certain types of conservative postings and close accounts of conservative pundits, I think you're going to see a lot more customers demand that things like Twitter and Facebook and Apple stop being assholes, and coins like ADX can do that. And they lie about how many views they get for the advertisers. Totally. So it's all going to fall apart, and it's all in Cliff's data. So I think ADX is going to be a really, really big coin in the advertising space. We'll see what happens. But I do send 1 paper wallet out with an ADX, 1 ADX coin loaded on a MyEther wallet, paper wallet, and mail it to your front door if you join the Road to Ruta. So check it out.
Absolutely. Bix Weir, the man, the myth, the legend himself, back from Anarchapulco.
Back alive.
Back alive and back well, my friend. Glad to have you back. And, dude, next week, I'm looking forward to rocking and rolling with you, brother.
All right, sounds good.
Have a good one and have a safe flight. Take care.
All right, talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.